Hello and welcome to the Daily Space for today, August 20th, 2019. I'm your host, Dr. Pamela Gay, and I am here to put science in your brains. In today's first story, I would like to start by reminding you, it isn't aliens. It's never aliens, unless of course it is aliens, but today it is not aliens. For reasons I can't explain, Google started my day with the suggestion I read a story titled UFOs Are Coming Out of Black Holes and Altering Galaxies Forever. Concerned this might lead to Space Force being sent to attack black holes, I clicked the story open. There I discovered, and here I'm switching images, There I discovered that the authors of a paper appearing in Astronomy and Astrophysics had abbreviated the term ultra-fast outflows as UFO. And Fox had done what any journalist trying to make a buck would have done, and they took that abbreviation, UFO, for ultra-fast outflow, and made one hell of a clickbait headline. The truth is, astronomers analyzed 8 years of X-ray observations of the galaxy PG 114 plus 445 that were taken with the XMM Newton Space Observatory and discovered that outflows of ultra-fast winds push at the interstellar gas and dust in the central parts of this galaxy. These winds originate from the accretion disk surrounding the system's active central black hole. The wind pushes on material as much as tens to hundreds of light years out from the black hole and effectively clears the region of material that might otherwise have formed stars. This also adds energy into the outer regions of the galaxy. It had previously been known that there's a relationship between the mass of a supermassive black hole and the size of the system's central bulge or spheroid of stars, and the velocity of those stars. This work helps build out our understanding of how materials flow and jet out of accretion disk. These ultra-fast outflows are made of ionized gas traveling 40% the speed of light and complement the warm absorber flows that move at hundreds of kilometers per second and are observed at even greater distances from galaxy centers. So in this case, the science is good. It's not aliens. And one should never abbreviate ultra-fast outflow as UFO unless they want to be clickbait. Okay. Thank you so much for the bits. My mic is 10 million feet from my face. I'm sorry about that. Let me see if I can see what that was. Oh shoot, my screensaver came on. Clickbait. Thank you for the bits. I can't see who it was, but thank you. Okay. Continuing our destructive... My screen stopped scrolling. Come on, scroll screen. Scroll. I'm using new software that is supposed to auto-scroll my notes for me, and it just noped me hard. Leaning forward. Okay, let's see if this works. Continuing our destructive theme of the day, our next story is one of black holes swallowing neutron stars whole. Last Wednesday, August 14th, the LIGO and Virgo gravitational wave detectors sensed a ripple through space-time that was generated by two massive stellar remnants merging into a single object. Following up on this detection was the Australian National University's Sky Mapper telescope. And it saw nothing. Nothing. And sometimes nothing actually means something. In this case, the combined observations imply that a black hole likely ate the former neutron star all at once without any exciting fireworks. In the press release associated with this story, the event is likened to how Pac-Man ate ghosts, or for those of you who don't remember early 1980s video games, this is like a frog eating a firefly. The neutron star's light was simply snuffed out. ANU's Sky Mapper isn't the only telescope searching for the light associated with gravitational wave events. A press release from the University of Arizona has announced that the Catalina Sky Survey is also joining in on the alert follow-up. Known for its observations of asteroids and comets, this 60-inch telescope on Mount Lemmon in Arizona started its campaign work in April and followed up on 3 different gravitational wave events in that month alone. 20,000 different potential sources littered these follow-up fields. And because Catalina is a survey scope, they were able to quickly use machine learning to classify those sources as known objects of not useful types. Think galaxies, random stars, stuff like that. But also like cool things like supernova. And when followed up on, they were still cool, but not the source of the gravitational waves. This work shows just how frustrating it's going to be to do multi-messenger astronomy that combines what we can learn from light and what we can learn from gravitational waves. Returning closer to home, we also have news on Mars, on flowing water. Now, I'm not talking about Elon Musk's tweet about nuking Mars. I'm talking about new research that continues to build the case that Mars once was warm enough, had weather to support rain, and it had surface water. In this image of Jezero crater, scientists using data from multiple instruments on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter have been able to identify sediments and minerals that can best be explained by alteration from water. This isn't a recent event. Rather, torrential rains fell 3 to 4 billion years ago, and since then, the world has frozen and water has ceased to flow. Probably. We know that the cease to flow part appears to be true, but exactly when Mars has been wet and when it has been ice is a bit of a mess. Models for the heat produced by the sun don't match our current understanding of the temperature on Mars across time. There are clearly pieces we're missing related to sources of heat or sources of water or other physical characteristics that would affect computer models. While we still don't understand the how or why of Mars water, we do clearly see what an amazing impact that water had on Mars' surface. Mars isn't the only world shaped by water. Earth is in many ways defined by how water has shaped it and continues to shape it. Today, this isn't necessarily a good thing. People living all over the world have watched their glaciers recede and often disappear completely as human-driven climate change raises our world's temperatures. Greenland is ground zero for many of the more terrifying effects we're seeing. And for this reason, scientists are using every tool they can to track the rate of ice melt on the largest island on Earth. If all the glaciers on Greenland melt, the Earth's sea levels will rise more than 7 meters, and water will engulf many of the world's densest population centers. It now looks like that melting is going even faster than anyone imagined it would. And for reasons we didn't anticipate, a team of NASA-funded scientists is working on a project called Oceans Melting Greenland. This program dropped sensors from a modified DC-3 along the Helheim Glacier. It's 4 miles wide and the height of the Statue of Liberty. This glacier is now moving fast enough to make videos using the stop-action photo feature on an iPhone possible. From the probes they dropped, scientists were able to measure the temperature to a depth of 2,000 feet in the waters along the glacier. They found this water is warm along the entire depth column. And these warm waters are supercharging the melting, the same way warm water will quickly melt the submerged parts of an ice cube. Melting from glaciers like Helheim have been adding 6 millimeters to ocean levels each year, but that rate is accelerating. It's unclear what we can do at this point, but by understanding the problem, maybe we can find an icier way forward. Okay, I can't end on news like that. So here is a shout out to Chandrayaan-2 for making it to lunar orbit, and he will be talking about this more tomorrow. And a reminder, oh, the slides aren't actually changing. And a reminder that while Pluto wasn't discovered until the 1930s, searches through old images found that its first photo was taken 110 years ago today. Never throw out your astronomical images. You don't know what classic planet might be hiding in the background. Okay, that's all I've got on this technology-riddled Monday of Mondays. This has been the Daily Space. I will take your questions in just a moment. Please type them in and at CosmoQuestX while you do. My name is Dr. Pamela Gay, and I am one of the 2 people who host this show. Along with me is Annie Wilson. We are edited and produced by Susie Murph, and David Ballard helps us with our Wednesday science Wednesday spacecraft. And thank you, Wayne Johnson, for the 100 bits. I don't have Cheerios with me. I accidentally carried them upstairs yesterday. But I have an Eddie who might come up. Come here, Eddie. Will you come here? So we say thank you to you with cuteness, which in this case is a dog who won't quite get on camera. So I'm sorry, the cuteness will have to come later. Thank you, Trekker Kev, who says, oh no, no Cheerios. I'm sorry, I have big rawhides. Let me see if Eddie will come up for a big rawhide. Come here. Come all the way up. Come here. Here we go. There, he got an entire rawhide. Okay, so while you're typing those questions in, here is your daily reminder that the Daily Space is a production of the Planetary Science Institute. We are here thanks to you. We are here thanks to your bits, your subs, your patronage over at patreon.com/CosmoQuest. We come to you live here on twitch.tv Monday through Friday with the Daily Space at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. That is 6 p.m. London time. On Sundays, Annie brings you the Sunday Science Hour. She has mostly been doing data reduction, showing you how we get beautiful images out of the raw stuff that comes off a spacecraft. We also bring you launches and landings and other special events as they happen. And lately we've been doing a lot of mapping of Bennu, because Bennu is an asteroid that really has a lot of rocks. And we are under 200 images that still need measured. Can someone drop the current number into the chat of how many images are left to be mapped? Please help us finish things out. We have rewards that we're going to be mailing. By we, I mean Susie. Thank you, Susie. Are going to be mailing out to those of you who have done 50 or more images. Someone asked yesterday in the chat, will there be a loot chest when we finish mapping Bennu? Yes, the answer is yes. And I've got to peek into it, and it's kind of awesome. So go finish off Bennu. It is currently at 152 images remaining, waiting to each be mapped by 15 different people. Okay, so thank you guys. You're awesome. Thank you for everything you do. I'm now going to scroll back and look for your questions and be jealous that Binary Blaze has mooncakes. I have to run an errand, and I may go by our donut store, because I can. Okay, looking to see what else is here in the chat. I'm not quite sure why Veronica Cure is mentioning that there were bears in Europe. There were bears in Europe, and lions, which I think is even more interesting. And Open Cage is mentioning there are still bears in Europe. They're just harder to find. There aren't lions still in Europe. Looking to see. Binary Blaze is like, oof, that camera. Yeah, I had every possible technological difficulty today. Larry is commenting that he had his first Whopper yesterday with the Impossible Burger on it. They are excellent. I agree. Binary Blaze. I will tell you everything that happened in trying to produce this show today. It was not pretty. It was not pretty. Oh man, I am super pixelated, aren't I? I have no clue what happened. I'll fix that for tomorrow. I will definitely fix that for tomorrow. Okay. I'm sorry for all the technological difficulties. Yes, Veronica Cure, I did reference Fox News simply as this is a headline you should ignore that actually led to a really cool story. Sometimes you have to note the bad things to make fun of them and hope that other things will get better over time. I'm so glad, Kevlar, that all you need is the audio. Larry comments, missed rehearsal again? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. There is news today, Larry. Lots of news. Looking to see what other questions you guys have. Paranor is asking, did your Mac overheat? No, I was cleaning. I'll tell all of you what happened. I was cleaning and I unplugged all my USB devices when I moved my computer. And I came down 15 minutes before we were supposed to start. But on my way down the stairs, I got stopped because there are massive thunderstorms coming. And I decided it would probably be best to check the radar map and figure out how many dogs really needed to come to the basement with me. The answer was only the one that wanted to. And so I got downstairs with 9 minutes to spare, which normally would have been enough time, except I'm trying a new extra screen to put my script on so that I don't have to squint all the way across the room. And so there was that. And then on top of that, let's see if I can get the chat to come up. So I got downstairs with not enough time and realized, expletive, nothing is set up at all. Mistakes were made. It's a Monday. Tomorrow will be much better, I promise. Actually, it's not Monday, is it? It's Tuesday. Is it Monday or Tuesday? It's Tuesday. This is the first daily space of the week because yesterday was an even greater fail. Oof. Okay. We're going. Tomorrow will be Annie. Thursday will be me, and everything will work perfectly because I'm going to test it ahead of time, people. I'm going to test it ahead of time. Okay. Hello, fellow hoodlum, and all your wonderful emotes. I love all of your reactions to Elon wanting to nuke Mars. Yeah. I don't think we should nuke Elon because he's on the planet and that would cause us to take out like Silicon Valley, which we need for other reasons, like NASA Ames is in the middle of it. But yeah. Thank you again, Wayne and Trekker Kev, for the bits. Looking for questions. So Planetary Pan is asking, do you think the scientists intentionally used UFO as a term on purpose to get publicity? I suspect that the first person to call out ultra-fast outflows a UFO in a research paper thought that it was clever and was amusing themselves, because we do a lot of things because it's clever and we amuse ourselves. And I suspect the person who wrote the European Space Agency's press release about this particular discovery also thought that it was clever and would cause more journalists to write the story. I don't think anyone anticipated what Fox News would then do with that information. I'm going to switch over to hopefully the chat will begin scrolling beside me. We will find out. Binary blazes, unless you want to do it tomorrow. No, I want to figure out my tech because today was so full of fail. So full of fail. I'm laughing at the really cheesy jokes. Paranor is commenting that Commodore 64s make great teleprompters. Whoa, this chair is now on wheels. They do. So do iPad Pros. When you remember to hit the start button and scroll to where you plan to start in the file. Otherwise, iPad Pros simply mock you. DPI is right. It's totally Tuesday feeling like a Monday. It really is. It's the second Monday. I didn't get a second breakfast, but I got a second Monday. I'm failing in my desires to be more Hobbit-like. Planetary Pan points out, she's in Silicon Valley. Don't nuke Silicon Valley. Looking for other questions. Oh man, Wayne Johnson comments that the world's oldest webcam is to be switched off and provides a link. That's so sad. So Paranor is saying go for 11sies then. Unfortunately, it's already 12:40, so I think I'm just going to jump straight to lunch, and I'm going to go out for it. Yeah, it's that kind of a day. It is that kind of a day. I think I'm going to go by Qdoba, and then I am going to go get donuts to bring home for later. Yes, Smithtown. Sometimes you just need to eat all the food. That's a requirement. Okay. Anyways, I don't see any more questions. So to give you a rundown, we are very closely watching the count on Bennu mappers. I anticipate that sometime tomorrow we will be done, I tell you, with that project. I'm working in the background with some of you good folks to create new tools to do new and awesome things. So we're done for now. We will be actually tapping some of the best of you to help map these specific landing sites. It's not over until the samples are gathered and the publications are done. So stay tuned. Mike Cassidy, you may have more rocks in your future. As well as many of the rest of you. So today, I, for one, will not be doing any more streaming today. I have a bunch of random stuff I need to catch up on, including the realization that I leave next Monday to go to the Planetary Science Institute retreat. Annie and Susie will be there with me, and if the schedule allows, I will, or Annie will, or all of us will continue to bring you the daily space on location from the Hacienda del Sol in Tucson, Arizona. I will be doing stuff on stream tomorrow. Coding Wednesdays are my software development day. So today I'm going to work on budgets and grants and all that sort of other overhead stuff that has to get done to keep this show going. Now, you are what actually keep this show going. This is supported entirely by the generous contributions of people like you. We would not be here without your bits, without your subs, without your patronage on patreon.com. The best way you can support us is through Patreon. So please consider donating whatever you can, and we will do the best to pay you back that we can by bringing you additional bonus content over on Patreon, which means you'll actually get it in your inbox if that is where you would like it to go. So thank you. Thank you so much. This has been the Daily Space. I am today's host, Dr. Pamela Gay, who is full of technological fail. Tomorrow will be brought to you with much better technology, I suspect, by Annie Wilson, who's going to be doing a roundup of all that's going on in space launches, landings, and, well, how many toilets are currently in orbit around the Earth. We are a production of the Planetary Science Institute. We are brought to you by you. If you can't give financially, we get it. Go mark rocks on Bennu. That means right now just as much to us. I think that's all I've got. I actually don't seem to have... Wow, the chat is huge. The chat is truly huge. I hadn't noticed that. Okay, all my technology failed today. All of it. Veronica Cure, thank you for the cutest unicorn heart bits ever. Thank you. Eddie is like, do you have Cheerios? Do you have Cheerios? I would like to come steal Cheerios. Thank you. That is absolutely adorable. I'm glad that Space News makes your day, Larry. I'm glad that we could do this. Yeah, Susie's going to have one heck of a time trying to edit this together. Come here, Eddie. Come say hi. Come on up. Come on up. I know I'm missing bits, but you can do it. Come here. You are so sad and you're off camera. Come here. Nope. Come here. You can do it. I'm going to force you to. Come on. Nope. He's like, no. He's just hardcore noping me right now. Okay, no dog on camera right now. I'm also going to work on training him to hop up next to me. These are the things I'm going to work on. That may require me to get hot dogs. Okay, I'm now at the babbling point of my day. And, oh man, I don't seem to have the ability to roll credits. Yeah, I don't have that window. Wait, maybe I have that window. That's Stream Deck. No, that's Steam. I can't roll the credits today. I can play the music. And transition over to the music and end during the music. But I'm going to start by just scrolling up and seeing, can I get at the awesome sauce in here? And I will just thank you myself. Thank you, Paranor, for being a mod. Thank you, Binary Blaze, for being a mod. Scrolling. Thank you, Nightbot. Thank you, Trekker Kev, for the bits. I will be so much better tomorrow, I promise. Except tomorrow actually doesn't matter. I will be so much better on Thursday, I promise. All the technological fail, all of it. Thank you, Veronica Cure. I know there was also Wayne Johnson in there somewhere. And to anyone I missed, thank you for everything you do to be a mod, to support us, to volunteer, to mark science, to... well, keep our community safe and healthy. Thank you, all of you. Planetary Pan, you're another mod. Thank you. And that's all I've got today. Oh, Annie started the credits. I'm going to go to credits because Annie started them. Thank you, Annie. Wherever you are in the world, have a better day than me. Have a fabulous morning, evening, or afternoon. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.